Good morning, soul family. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, loves. Good morning, co-creators. I'm here to hopefully enlighten your day. I'm here with my trusted old bowl. Well, there's a story about it. About 10 years ago, I got myself a bowl in Austin. And it was old and it was handmade and I loved it, and I was the only one who could play it in the store. I'll never forget it. I went around and I went around to all the bowls, and then I took this one bowl and I started playing it, and people started flocking to the area. They're like, oh my goodness. And then they wanted to try and they couldn't play it, and the people in the store kept saying, yeah, we've never been able to play that bowl. You're the only one who's been able to play it. So I guess it was for me, right? And I love that bowl. And I bought it too because I knew I couldn't break it, because I was afraid, I love the crystal bowls, the crystal singing bowls. I love those. The sound is amazing and all that. But the problem with those I was always afraid I was going to break it. So I bought a Tibetan singing bowl that had, a lifetime guarantee. At least that's what I thought, until I dropped it on my cement floors. That was it. I was like, oh boy, was I sad. About 2 years ago, I was in Manhattan, walking down New York City, Manhattan. I was going to be going and holding a speech at the New Life Expo. And thinking a little bit about what I was going to be talking about. And the interesting part that this monk comes up to me. I'm just about to turn in, and he comes up to me right in my face. He says, you need a Tibetan bowl. I look at him and I'm thinking, really? I'm not even, he says, well, you need one. And I said, well, okay, if it has the right sound, let me hear it. And so he struck the bowl. And guess what? I was sold. It's like, wow. Okay, there we go. We got the bowl. And that's who I have now. Just feel it. It goes directly to your heart. That's what this is all about, going directly to your heart. So with a heart and heart connection, I want to introduce you to a part that a friend of mine told me that she had read in my book. And I was thinking, wait a minute, I know my book. I wrote it myself. And then the universe and God says, yeah, you wrote it yourself, but you don't really remember what you wrote. So sometimes we bring people to tell you actually what you already talked about, that actually was happening. You already talked about this 2012. All what's happening now, I summed it up 2012 when I wrote my book. And I was like, is that in my book? So she showed me on page 107. All institutions around the world that are open to love will embrace it. The shift of humanity is going on. That is the shift that will turn the evil, the hatred, the wars, the money schemes, the money games, and it will turn it so that everybody will have food and love, be taken care of. That is what the shift is about. We went from 2012 to 2020. No, from 2012, from fear to love, from male to female. Okay, that's what they wrote here too. And 2020 is about the time when it should really be planted across this world. And there are a lot of starships, people from other galaxies, that have come here to make sure this happens. Earth will prevail, and people will be highly evolved, because when you live in love, you are an evolved being. And that is what is needed in this world. So just take that heart and let it surround you on all dimensions. Let it consume you. And when you step into that heart, just let it cover you, consume you, and just let let yourself sleep with that heart at night. And when you go to bed, imagine a huge heart and just crawl into it. Okay, we could continue. But the beautiful part of this is it's about our hearts. We are here to share our hearts with humanity. Many times we're asking, why are we here? Why do we come here? Well, that's not anything. I can't make money on that. Well, let me tell you a story about me and hearts and the beings from the other planets that came in and have always assisted me throughout my life. When I was in my deepest despair, of all the things that happened to me, there was this one thought that kept coming into my life, and that is, Helene, you did not fight to stay on this planet when you were born for you to take your life now. That thought kept coming in, because I was really in a deep, very, very sad state. And this is many years ago. I still remember how I felt. My mind was going millions miles a minute. I was stuck in a situation that I couldn't get myself free from. At least I thought I couldn't. I had 2 children to take care of and to make sure that they were in a good place. But everything around me was crumbling, including myself. And I remember sitting one day on a bench in a park and just looking. Everything was just gray. The sun was shining, but for me, everything was just gray. And I remember leaving that park, and I was about to cross the street, and I look into a car that's standing and waiting, and I'm crossing the street, and I'll never forget it. The guy smiles at me. And I don't think I had smiled for a long time, and it really resonated with me. I was like, oh my goodness, thank you. And I was in tears, and I'm in tears now too, because it was such a moment that showed me, Helene, wake up to who you really are. You're not this, you're not all this chaos. You are love. You always have been. And that's what you need to share. Don't worry about what's happening on the outside. Just continue loving yourself and loving life and sharing that. And this is many years ago this happened, but I do remember the feeling of just one smile. And I mean, I was walking home, and I couldn't imagine this person just smiling for no reason, just because. And it affected me so much that day that I swore that I would make sure that every day that I had somebody that I could make smile, I could make someone happy, or I could make someone feel loved. So that smile, is still going within my body. I still remember that smile. I still remember that day where everything was gray and it was sunny outside, but I just couldn't see it. I was in such a dark place. And when people look at me on the outside, they're like, well, you're beautiful. You must have a wonderful time. I'm like, yeah, I know. It can look like that. And yes, and sometimes I smile even though I'm not really that happy, but I know that I might help someone else. And these days I'm much more balanced, and my mind is so much more in tune with everything, and I'm so much more aligned. So I don't have those days or those thoughts anymore, but I sure did. And I was young, and I was having a beautiful career, and I was having a beautiful family, but everything was just falling apart for me because it didn't work for me anymore. That kind of life didn't work for me anymore, and I didn't know what to do. In other words, I was very much in that physical. I worked as a film producer. I was very much in that physical world that you work, and you buy big homes and cars and travel and all this, but it was all falling apart for me because there was something else that was coming, and I just didn't know how to put spirituality and money together. That was the big one. Like, how do you do that? And I had to lose 5 or 6 jobs to even get to a space where I was like, okay, Helene, I think after the 5th job, I said to the universe, I said to God, okay, what am I supposed to do? And that's where I got the answer. You're supposed to work for us. And some of you might say, oh, God is only one, or, you know, this. No, this is a it's a whole group on the other side. It's a whole group. So I work with, yes, I dance with Jesus. I work with Jesus. I work with Buddha, yes. I work with Yogananda, yes. I work with the Ascended Masters, yes. I work with the archangels and the angels. I work with the beings from the earth. I work with the fairies and the trolls. Even the trolls. I work with the people that are from other planets. The beings that are from other planets. I work with all of these. They're my superpower. I get information about what's going on in the world by just tuning in to the cosmic net. I don't need to go to the internet. I tune into the cosmic net and get all the information. That's how the book was. By me channeling, that's how the book came about. So when I say I wrote the book, I'm like, yeah, I was the instrument that brought the information to the world, to the masses. But I was not, Helene didn't write it. I mean, yeah, I did, but it was, the information came from a higher place. And I'd like to tell you something. I'd like you to know one thing, and that is, we are assisted right now. I think I wrote it too. Starships. We are assisted right now, in this time, by beings from other galaxies, from other universes, from other planets, from other star systems. We are being assisted so that we don't take out ourselves. That is the truth. I have been working with them for many, many years, and I know many of my colleagues do the same. You know, I am a clairvoyant. I am a clear-seeing person. Hasn't always been like that. I had to close down for a while because people really, really, really thought I was weird. My journey was, first of all, my last name, Gross. Oh my goodness, people had a field trip with that one. Oh, she's gross. I said, no, it's pronounced Gross. So yes, I was different. And you know what? Today I embrace difference because I find out that, guess what? None of us are the same. We're all different. Wow. That's an amazing revelation. We are all different. We are all unique. And some of us are more star beings than others. If you have a blood group that is O+, then you are an earthling. You're totally earth. I don't know how many centuries you've been here then, right? But if you have O-, then you are 100% alien, and that might freak you out. but don't let it freak you out. That means you have come here to save planet Earth as well. You are in an Earth body or an Earth suit. And each one of you, by the way, each one of you is here. You are a soul that's in an Earth suit, grounded through to this dimension through your body. If you didn't have the body, you would be a light being. And many of you are like, this is probably news for some of you. That's okay. And I can turn it back. And if you guys want, please put in the comments below. If you guys want me to explain some things, you have questions, please bring in the questions, because I'm here to educate. Okay, I have gone through the ringer myself, and I'm here. and I can only teach what I have experienced. So understand that if I read it in a book, I will not be teaching it. It's only what I have experienced myself that is my truth. Okay. We are about to embark on a journey, each one of us, that is going to take us to these heights that we never experienced before. Not in this lifetime, but I have to tell you something. I am sure that each one of you has lived as younger children, teens, thinking, oh my gosh, I hope I don't have to go and get a job. Oh my gosh, I hope that I don't have to do this. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't have to live like my parents. Or I hope that I'm not going to have to, I hope there's another world out there. Can I just travel? Can I just see the world? Can't we just quit the wars? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Because each one of you that is born younger than me, and probably most of you are going to be younger than me because I'm like old. But each one of you that was born after, let's say 2000, maybe 2005. Well, all of you that came from the 60s to the 80s are light workers, right? And from the 80s to the 90s, 95 maybe, are the indigo children. And let's say the 90s to the 2000s are the crystal children. And from the 2000s up are the rainbow children and the star beings, star children that are coming in. So this sounds really, really funny. If you don't understand what that means, it's okay. It is just a level of consciousness that you're bringing onto this planet. That's really what it's about. I was one of the renegades. I was one of those people that had to clear the way for a lot of you that are coming in, right? And I also acknowledge that there are a lot of people that were clearing the way for me, for us to end up going into the golden age. And that's where we're going. We're going into the golden age. Or no, let's say we are in the golden age. The earth is on the fifth dimension now. Her people just have to follow. Some of you are not going to want to continue, and some of you are going to want to ascend with us. In other words, some of you are going to be wanting to have the connection. You're always connected. You're always having the plug in. Otherwise, you wouldn't really be here. But I teach a lot of alignment, how to come in alignment, how to clear your chakras, how to become empowered in yourself. And I'm open for working with you. If you feel called to work with yourself, I'm open to working with you. But I also have to tell you one thing, and that is you are unique. You are love. You are amazing. I just want you to feel that in your hearts. I want you to feel the amazing person that you are. Can you imagine? You came into this world to make a difference. And all depending on where you are on your journey right now, you might feel it or you might not. You might just feel, why am I here? Or you might just be waking up right now and thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I don't fit in here. I don't even want to be here. And some of you are going to start waking up and start seeing that there is a beauty in this world, the way it is, to accept the way it is, and to see what your gifts are, because each one of you have gifts. And I'm talking about gifts that are not seen. Like I have the gift of seeing, I have the gift of healing. Each one of you has the gift of healing. That's on this planet right now. Everybody can heal. And some people say, oh, I need to go 3 years on a course. I'm like, no, you already know it. You just need to remember. Remember who you are. Remember your gifts. And then we have the beautiful awakening that is happening, mass awakening of the world right now, because everybody has been stopped in their tracks. Everybody. Because it's time to wake up to the empowered people that we are, not letting our power be taken away by anyone. Nobody can take your power away unless you allow it. Now we are conditioned in school, we're conditioned through our childhoods to obey. No more. I was often at the principal office. I knew all my principals in all my schools because I was often not listening. I don't know why, I just couldn't. If it didn't make sense to me, I wasn't listening to it. This is the trait that we need to bring back. We need to bring back the fact that we are free thinkers. We do not have to be controlled by outside forces. We control ourselves. But of course, do it with love. I don't care what happens. Stay in your heart. Stay in your higher frequency. Because when you stay in your higher frequency, you actually stay in your ability to go above all of the things that are going on right now. Going above. Allowing that to be your divine truth, because you are a divine being. Let's just breathe again. Let's just breathe in a little bit. Let's breathe like Darth Vader. I'm going to teach you a little way to calm the nerves and to raise your frequency by breathing like Darth Vader, okay? And the way you do it is you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. As you heard, I was making a sound. Like I'm closing my throat a little bit. Okay, and if you want to, put your dominant hand on your heart and put your other hand on top. And then close your eyes. And let's do it again. And we're gonna do 4 counts in, 3 counts pause or hold, and 5 counts out. Okay, so I'm just going to do it right now. That's simple. And the reason why I'm teaching you that, and you can do that for 1 or 2 minutes, if you feel a little bit stressed and there are things that are feeling a little bit out of your comfort zone, you feel things are happening around you, mind you, I'm in a place where I am 100% transitioning from where I am right now. My relationship status, my life status, I have no idea right now. I'm telling the universe, hey, where am I supposed to go? I'm okay with whatever, but just give me a hint. What is it that, where are we going? I don't really know yet. But then that's when I'm being taught, because I'm one of these people that have to remember, and many of you probably have that same, my biggest lesson is making a decision and sticking to it. And once I've learned that one, once I've remembered that, then I am completely in power of my thoughts and my life. I'm still having issues with it though, because for the longest time I was looking at letting, outside husbands or family dictate what I should do. And for the longest time I also was a free thinker, but I always had this, okay, well, what do you guys think? Well, right now I'm by myself, and I am now in that space where I'm going to make a decision. Where do you want to live in this world? I feel like taking a globe and just putting a finger wherever it stops, that's where I'm going to live. But, I have a feeling it's going to be the ocean. It's got to be something with water. So it's a very interesting, it's a very interesting time right now. I look at it as a very interesting time. Now I have a dog that wants to play ball with me right now. She's like, can we not? Come on, let's play. I'm like, no, we can't play right now. Mommy's talking to the universe. Mommy's talking to all the beautiful people out there. Please comment below to see if there's something you'd like me to discuss, because I am like an open book. I am literally an open book. There's nothing that you can't discuss with me about. Okay, I might not do any profanities. There there came that. Interesting. I might not do anything that is not of, higher interest. I'm not interested in making people sad, or to do anything that has to do with wars or something like that. I can talk about it, but when it comes to personal development, I'm here for you. I'm here for your personal development, business development, career, seeing into the future if you need that. I'm really here for that as well. I'm here to assist humanity really in their ascension process. That's really what I'm here for, and I'm really loving what I do. After losing my job 5 times, or the 5th time I think it was, I've lost jobs many more, but the last 5 times where I just kept getting kicked out for no apparent reason, I finally found why I was here. I was not supposed to be working for anyone else but for the above and for you. So I'm here to assist you. And if you need any of my services, please let me know. We can do that. I work worldwide, so I am so grateful. If you tune in, I'm grateful, and I hope I can help you in your ascension process. That's what I'm here for. With so much love. Over and out.